Hey guys, PlayerStation is another video, and this one's going to be a monsterhunter wilds brand new update. So I just wanted to bring you guys this quick build to show you what I was able to put together for my Grazer. This is the updated Grazer build from what I had on Title Update 4. Obviously, like one out of many, but I believe this to be the best balance in terms of actually being able to deal a ton of damage and have enough survivability for the 10-star quest. So let me just go ahead and show you what I was able to put together. Without further ado, let's break this build down. Right, so as you guys can see right off the bat, we have critical boost, focus, handicraft from the focus jewel that I have slotted on the weapon. And then we have weakness exploit, agitator, resentment. We have 3 levels of Flayer, which is new. Before, was very hard because it was not slot efficient, but now since we get 2 levels for free from the brand new R Vulcan Gamma gloves, then we're rocking Flayer for sure. We're gonna go into details right now. Let me just continue with the abilities. We have full counter strike, maximum might, divine blessing, speed eating, and then constitution, and then we have 1 level of flinch free. Now let me just go ahead and jump straight into the important part of this build. So essentially, as you guys can see, I mentioned earlier that we got Flayer from the gloves, right? So with the release of our Temper Art build, we get 2 levels of weakness exploits on the gloves, as well as 2 level 1 slots, and then we have the 2 levels of Flayer. Now, the reason why this is so good, because the build that I had before only had 2 levels of maximum might, and then of course you have full resentment, but I traded that for the 3 levels of Flayer and maxed out maximum might. And then we got also like the 2 levels of constitution and the flame tree. Then we have full speed eating and divine blessing for damage mitigation, and then of course we're using the kunai family for the defender high. Now what's important about this build, so let me show you the set bonuses, right? So as you guys can see, we have new address mutinity, which works well with the resentment, recoverable health, and that pairs up really well with the Soul of the Darkness, right? Now you might be looking into the Arpel's Hunger for a hasty recovery and be like, those abilities conflict. Not really. So I've been trying this build out so much with my brother on the new Art Temper fight, and actually it's really good because once you take a lot of damage, you can just keep fighting. You just got to make sure that you're actually paying attention to your health bar. So as you guys can see right now, there's that little yellow line coming across the health bar. That is actually the threshold in which you'll have Lore of the Soul active, which we already have, of course, for the lethal hit survival, as well as the 5% extra damage. Now, so essentially what I'm saying is, once you have recoverable health, don't heal up, keep attacking, and if you know for a fact that the hasting recovery will either keep you above the Lord Soul's threshold with its recovery, by all means you can just keep attacking, because Lord Souls will save you. And as well, you don't want to keep on interrupting your engagement with the monster just because you want to heal up. That's not necessary with this build. And then as well, you manage to keep the Soul of the Dark Knight active, because the although it is constant recovery, it's not that much, and the Grazer is not the weapon that really attacks frequently like other weapons. Even with focus, it's a fairly slow weapon. So hence these abilities, although you might think that they conflict with each other, which they do slightly, it's not that really big of a deal, because you can still really work well. It works well in your favor because of Lord Soul. Now let me just go ahead and show you the weapon that we have. We're rocking, of course, a perfect Dragon Element attack focus called Masius R10 weapon. We have perfect reinforcement bonuses, and then of course we have Soul of the Dark Knight and Lord Souls. That's going to be the only RNG thing that you have to worry about, because we were using the Challenger Charm. These are the decorations that I have. Those are the decorations on the weapon. Now let's go into details about Flayer. It used to be a really bad ability, because obviously having 1 level was not bad, but it was not as slot efficient, because you could use some other things such as weakness exploit. Some people used to use agitator earlier on, which for me was not actually possible. For me, it was only basically weakness exploit and maximum might. But now that we have access to agitator and maxed out weakness exploit and maxed out maximum might, we're also able to get Flayer. So what is the important thing about Flayer, right? So it makes it even slightly easier to inflict wounds, also deals additional non-elemental damage. Now, that is the level 1. Let's go to the full level 3, which is what we have. So it says makes it easier to inflict wounds, also deals moderately more additional non-elemental damage. So on top of doing making it easier for us to deal wounds, which is basically one wound every 7 attacks, we'll also be dealing like a burst damage every now and then, which is it'll hit for like 220 once it procs, which is very good. It got buffed in Title Update 4. So Flayer is now really good, so much to the point that I actually added 1 level right here on the decorations just to have it level 3. So yeah, like I said before, you just need 7 hits to open a wound. And you know, the fact that you get, you know, once you have a lot of recoverable damage, the fact that you actually can recover yourself steadily and not heal, you can actually just keep attacking and building those wounds, because you know that also plays into, you know, our ability for affinity, which is weakness exploit. You know, you'll just have constant wounds to attack, and you know, just take full advantage of it. But yeah, this is actually a very good build. I've been tried it out. It works really well. You have everything that I can possibly need. You know, I would have actually liked to have resentment maxed out. It's not possible, but it's not the end of the world. This build is very, you know, very resilient. It does a great job. You know, I thought it, you know, I was slightly concerned, uh, but you know, due to the lack of stun resistance. But this is a really great build. So you know, I hope that you guys like the video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.